Coming up later in this video, I'm going to show you what this little adapter ring is, what it does, and the correct way of fitting it. Believe me, I have a story to tell. And so what we'll do now, we'll just have a quick look at this spotting scope, and it's a Celestron Ultima 65, and it comes with an 18 to 55 zoom eyepiece. And rather than go through all the specifications, I'll just run them along the bottom of the screen so you can have a look as we go along. And this particular one, well, the Ultima range, they seem to have been around forever, and so I don't think they've even had a facelift change. And so, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so what we'll do first of all, then we'll have a look around the build quality and accessories that you get with it, and talk about the optics later on. So, other than the usual accessories such as lens caps, a little cleaning cloth and a constructions booklet, it comes with a stay-on case, and it does have an opening at the front there, and the jury is out with me as to whether this is a true stay-on case or more of a carry case, because it has no opening there for the focus, and so basically what you've got to do is unzip it and put your hand inside to adjust the focus. So is it really a stay-on case, or is it more of a carry case? But you can get the Celestron Regal carry cases, I believe, that do a much better job. And so build quality, it feels a really nice solid spotting scope. On the underside you have a thread there for attaching to a tripod, and it does have a video pin. Lens hood doesn't pull out, which is a bit of a shame. I would have liked that, because it's not recessed too far in, and so it's could easily get touched by some young fingers, or if there's like dust blowing about. Just a single focuser here, nice and smooth to use, no problem. It has a clear sighting tube here. There's no optics in it, but believe me, compared to some of the budget 5x20 or so finder scopes that you get, believe me, this is better. And coming round to the eyepiece, when you first get the eyepiece, it is in a separate little bag. All you do is just a screw out one. Simple as that. The focuser itself is very smooth to use, not a problem there, and it goes from 18 to 55 times. What you'll notice with the rubber eye cup is it is quite long eye relief, and without glasses on you actually have to hold your eyes away from the rubber eye cup yourself. So if you're pushing your eyes right up to it like that, you'll notice some blacking around the edges, so you have to just pull your eye back just a few millimetres, and from there on in, as you zoom in, the eye relief goes shorter, and it's not a problem. With spectacles on, you can quite easily fold the eye cup down, and there's long enough eye relief throughout the range to get the full field of view. One thing you will notice is at lowest magnification you'll notice a little bit of a yellowing around the edge or periphery of the view, little yellow tint. It's not really a problem, it's not chromatic aberration or anything, just it's always been there, it's not a fault as such. But as soon as you zoom in to about excuse me, 20-25 times, then that disappears. And so the adapter that I showed you at the start of the video, I'm now going to show you what it does and the correct way of fitting it. So I know that in recent years more and more people are for digiscoping using a smartphone. That using a DSLR seems to be going out of fashion a little bit, but there is actually a way of doing that with this spotting scope, and I'll show you the correct way to do it. And so all you do is quite easily pull the rubber eye cup off, and what we have here is a thread, and straight out the box, although I normally check these before sending out, that one's not too bad. Some of them are a bit loose on the end lights, so just make sure that's tightened into place, like hold the zoom and just make sure that that's nicely secure. The thread is too narrow for a T-ring, so you get a stepper ring. So all we do is again hold the zoom to stop it rotating around, and when it's on, don't over tighten it. I'm going to come on to that in a second. Do not over tighten it. And then same again, get your T-ring for whatever camera you are using and put it on again. Again, do not over tighten. If your camera is at the wrong, maybe it tightens up at the wrong angle, just slacken off the collar thread, move the camera into position and then tighten it back up again. And so then you can put your DSLR camera body on there, and for best results use lowest magnification, because the exit pupil will go very small and you'll need to use very, very high ISO at high magnification. I said I was going to tell you a little story. Somebody bought a setup like this. I can't remember whether it was this Celestron or the 80mm, and I always said to him, like, you know, just make sure you don't over tighten everything. Yeah, he decided it wasn't for him, and he was going to send it back. And I got it back like this. I thought, oh, he's not taking it off. He'd screwed it on so tightly, the only way to remove it was with a hacksaw. He had screwed it on like there was no tomorrow, like his life depended on it. It was never going to come off again. And I had to hacksaw a line down here and somehow eventually removed it, and I had to sell the spotting scope on again as a slight damaged one, I'm afraid, and so I lost money on that transaction. So please don't over tighten this thread. You really don't need to. It's not going to fall off. Your camera's not going to fall off providing you've attached it correctly. And so that is the correct way of how to attach a DSLR camera. And so now, finally, we shall talk about the all-important optics. So I've just tested the Ultima 65 on a very, very dull day. And at the time of this video, for those of you who live around about where I do, in the centre of the UK, or as we say, up north, it's been like cloudy but dry and very dull for, what, 2 weeks or so? There's no end to it. But anyway, so I thought rather than wait for a bright clear day, we'll give it a challenge. And it gives, as I've said many times before, acceptable results within this price range. Compared to £400, £500, £600 spotting scopes, yeah, it doesn't give that bitingly sharp image, those zero chromatic aberration, very high colour contrast and excellent colours. You don't get any of that, but then again, it's a third of the price. It does the job within a price range. If this is your budget, then it's a very nice spotting scope to go for. As with a lot of spotting scopes, I don't know why, but they seem to suffer with very little, if hardly any, pincushion distortion. So no problem regards that. In particular, if you're taking images of buildings and such like, you want nice straight lines. That the biggest surprise with this, in particular at lower magnifications, is the edge of field sharpness. Like 18 to 30 times, and they're the magnifications you're going to use most of all. It's pretty much as sharp on the edge of the view as it is in the middle. That is quite incredible for a spotting scope well under £200, and so those are the magnifications you're going to be using most of all, unless you're looking at like distant terrestrial use or ships at sea. Other uses, perfectly good for looking at craters on the moon if you want to take some photographs, and also target practice. And by target practice I hope it's the non-live target practice ideal for that if you want to carry something around so you can keep an eye on your highest scores. And so yeah, that's a quick look around the Celestron Ultima spotting scope. Very nicely put together. Minus points, would have preferred a pull out sunshade, maybe a better quality stay on case. Plus points, very easy to use, user friendly, fantastic sharpness to the edge, especially at lower magnifications. And so, as always, link to purchase in the description below. You are supporting our channel by doing so. Remember to reply to the order confirmation email saying that you watch our YouTube channel, and I'll put a little extra something in the box. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.